Hello, everyone, and welcome back. As always, I'm your girl, Candy Washington. And before we dive into today's Kiki, which is Brandi Glanville responding to claims that she assaulted Caroline Manzo. But before we dive in, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a Kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below and join our newsletter. It is free. You get a free self-love guide. Check out our podcast, movies, books, courses, and more. So with that, let's dive right on in. So as we've talked about before, Brandi Glanville has been problematic pretty much since day one. She was violent toward Lisa Vanderpump. She slapped her in her face. She was violent toward Eileen Davison. She threw her wine in her face. She's also cussed out people. She cussed out her teenage son's ex-girlfriend. She said herself that she was drinking and popping pills and blacked out. And she basically rage texted this teenage girl. The girl got so freaked out. She was posting it on TikTok and all of that stuff. And Brandi just has been problematic for a very long time. She likes to lie on people. In my opinion, the whole Denise Brandi hookup story was a lie. I think she took an opportunity to twist something that was not nefarious or sensational in order to give herself relevancy and a storyline. And the thing is, Brandi has never been held accountable because she's done all this under Bravo's watch. But now that she's acting as, abrasive, as violent, as pushing boundaries as she always has, but this time she did it under Peacock's watch. Now, Bravo and Peacock, let me break it down first. So she's been on, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think she also did a couple of maybe Bravo chats. I could be wrong on that, but I do think she's done, other things for Bravo throughout the years. She's also come back on the Beverly Hills as a friend of, in certain situations. She came back with Kim Richards with the whole Denise thing. And then she also was on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. However, Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip is not a Bravo show. It is a Peacock show. And those are two different things. Bravo and Peacock pretty much are sister companies. Bravo does not own Peacock. Peacock is owned by NBC Universal. NBC Universal owns Bravo. So Peacock is the streaming platform for NBC. That's why you get Bravo shows on Peacock, but you also get movies and a ton of other shows that are not on Bravo on Peacock, right? Because Peacock is NBC's streaming platform, not Bravo's streaming platform. So they're under two different production companies, they're under two different jurisdictions. And so now that Brandi is acting out, Brandi was also on Traitors, but I believe Traitors is also a Peacock show. It's either Peacock or straight on NBC. I can't remember, but again, different production company, right? So Brandi has been doing stuff here and there. I personally thought that she was great on Traitors. I thought she was great on The Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip. I thought that was really her sweet spot. I didn't really want her back on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but let me know what you guys think if you wanted her back or not. Put it down below. But now that she's back to her old ways on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, but this time the powers to be are the Peacock powers to be. So she's not getting away with the same stuff that she usually got away with on Bravo. So let's dive into what happened and then what Brandi's response is, okay? And I also think that this has fumbled Brandi's bag in a big way because word on the street is that Brandi was supposed to come back this season that just started of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills as a friend of, but apparently that's no longer happening because of what went down at the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. So let's get into it. This is from Reality Blurb. It says Brandi Glanville responds to claim she assaulted Caroline Manzo by touching the Real Housewife of New Jersey star's breast and private area and forcing a kiss amid Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip filming. Brandi Glanville was accused of giving, quote, unwanted kisses to Caroline Manzo during filming on the upcoming fourth season of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. But according to a new report, there was much more to the incident that led to the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum to return to the United States from Morocco before production wrapped. Following a report that suggested Caroline exited early after serious and uncomfortable boundaries were crossed, insiders are revealing that the former Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member allegedly touched Caroline's breast and genital area as Brandi clapped back on Twitter. Quote, Brandi touched Caroline's breast area and vaginal area over her clothing, an insider told Page Six on February 6th, noting that the cast was partying at a private home when the January 25th incident took place. And while Brandi is accused of giving unwanted kisses to Caroline, things reportedly did not end there. Instead, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills alum allegedly stuck her tongue down Caroline's throat after the two of them, along with former Real Housewives of New York cast member Alex McCord and an unnamed fourth cast member, went to the bathroom together. As sources shared, Brandi is said to have locked the bathroom door and pinned Caroline against the wall before Alex intervened, unlocking the door so Caroline could get out. She put her hands on Caroline's breast area and vaginal area, one insider stated. The report went on to say that Shed Productions provided the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip cast with alcohol and that Brandi seemed drunk. Side note, that all tracks. We know that the production people will pump the women with booze and alcohol, wind them up, and then let them go. And through Brandi's own admission, she likes to drink, pop pills. I don't know if she's still doing that, but she has said that. So that could be a really, really bad combination. Doesn't excuse her behavior, but it might explain why she's behaving that way. Brandi has always been very, very problematic, though. Because the reported incident took place in the bathroom, there is no video footage available. However, because the women were mic'd up, there is audio that the production team found, quote, disturbing. While Caroline has been silent about what did or didn't take place between her and Brandi, insiders told Page Six that Caroline requested to speak to the cast about the incident on the day after it occurred. Then, after getting an apology from Brandi, who was ultimately asked to leave, Caroline was relocated to a nearby hotel before leaving the country the following day. As Caroline remains tight-lipped, Brandi is speaking out in defense of herself, suggesting that the insider's claims are incorrect. Check your sources, people. And then a little, BS emoji. She tweeted earlier this morning. Hours before the Page Six sources came forward with the latest accusations against Brandi, Peacock released a joint statement with Shed Productions. Side note, shout out to Peacock. You guys are doing it the right way. Again, I'm not making it about race or anything like that, but I have never seen Bravo release any type of statement like this about any of their white housewives. I've seen it about the black housewives, but I've never seen it about the white housewives. And I think we're all humans. I think the white housewives are just as violent as the black housewives. And I think the violence, whether you're white, black, yellow, pink, purple, spotted, whatever, is wrong. It's wrong when the black housewives do it. It's wrong when the white housewives do it. It's wrong, period. But I've never really seen Bravo hold any, not even the housewives, like in Winter House, Summer House, Southern Charms. They get wasted and they get violent too. I've never seen any of them held accountable. So shout out to Peacock. And remember, Peacock is not owned by Bravo. Peacock is owned by NBC Universal, So shout out to Peacock. Let's keep going. The safety and security of cast and crew while shooting is extremely important, and we take all reports seriously, they told People. In this situation, production immediately launched a comprehensive review and is taking appropriate action. Following the ladies' alleged encounter, Page Six confirmed Attorneys interviewed the cast and crew, and an investigation was completed. Now, Brandi, girl, you need to have several seats and shut all the way up. Shut up, girl. Peacock and Shed Media said that they got their attorneys, their legal attorneys involved, and they did a real investigation into this, and they asked you to leave. There are also sources and witnesses saying what you did. And knowing Caroline's disposition, knowing her personality, I don't think she left over nothing. I believe the sources. I believe the investigation. I think, Brandi, you got wasted and you messed with the wrong one. And by the wrong one, I mean you messed with Caroline and you messed with Peacock. Because you're used to dealing with people who put up with your antics. You're used to dealing with Bravo. You're used to dealing with, other little housewives that let you get away with stuff. This isn't Lisa Rinna. This isn't Kyle. This isn't Erica who's going to coddle you because they know that they can use you. You messed with the wrong one. Pinning someone against a locked door, sticking your tongue down their throat, and touching them on their breast and vaginal area is disgusting. And that is assault. Literally the definition. Where Alex McCord had to intervene and unlock the door so she could get out? Now I understand why Caroline left. It wasn't just you were drunk and trying to do little, kisses when you guys are wasted, which is wrong in and of itself. But there's also okay, is that not to dismiss it as not a big deal, because you can't tell somebody what is a big deal when someone is violating them in their space in any capacity. So I don't mean it that way, but I mean it in a way of, I get it now. If someone pinned me to a door and I was locked in a room and they're wasted and they're sticking their tongue down my throat and touching me and I don't want them to, that is assault. That is a violation. That could be triggering. You never know what people have gone through. And even if somebody hasn't gone through anything, that is a traumatic experience. So, Brandi, girl, you need to shut up. You need to stay off of Twitter. You need to put down the bottle. You need to put down the pills, and you need to go get some serious help. And shout out to Peacock for holding you accountable. Shout out to Shed Media for holding you accountable, because it's about damn time. And I'm not surprised that your outburst like this has escalated, because you've never been held accountable. Ever. We, the audience, have talked about it. Us on YouTube and Twitter, Facebook groups, Reddit, we've talked about it. But mainstream media have never held you accountable until now. Bravo never held you accountable, and honestly, Bravo still hasn't. It's Peacock that's holding you accountable, not Bravo. Two different one's a streaming platform, one's a network. You know what I mean? They're two different things. So, Brandi, girl, bye. Shout out to you, Caroline. Sending you lots of love and healing and peace, because you never know how someone's going to react to that type of assault and violation. But I want to know what you guys think. Put it down below. Do you believe the sources? Do you believe Page Six? Do you believe Peacock and Shed Media's joint statement that Brandi really crossed the line? She crossed physical boundaries with Caroline. Do you believe what they're saying? I personally believe it, and I stand with Caroline. Or do you think, what, Brandi's right? Check your sources, people. Page Six is a reliable source. Alex McCord, I think, is a reliable source. Peacock's a reliable source. Caroline herself leaving early, to me, is a reliable source. Shed Media is a reliable source. I think the only unreliable source in this situation is you, Brandi. So please shut up and sit down. You should be thankful you're not being arrested. You still might be. You still could get charges for this. That's assault. That is assault. So instead of being on Twitter talking about check your sources with ugly emojis, you might be, I don't know, expressing remorse and saying, please don't have me arrested. especially since they have the audio of it. That's called evidence. Brandi, please sit down and have self receipts. I don't have time for you. I don't have time for you. But put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. Put it down below. But before you do that, you know what to do. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss it when we go live. Also, be sure to share this with a friend because a kiki is always better with community. Check out our description box down below. Join our newsletter. It's free. You get a free self-love guide. Check out the podcast, books, movies, and more, and all of our self-love courses. So with that, you guys, I love you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Welcome to Sugar Pills, a practical guide to self-care, where your host, writer, actor, and producer Candy Washington helps you live a more joyful life with a cheeky dash of pop culture news. Be sure to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and join the conversation on Instagram @Candy Washington. Let's go!